you guys are the cream of the crop. You guys are the ones producing on the team. You know, there's 1,500 coaches on Team Forever Strong, and you guys are the top of them all. You guys are the ones who are doing the basics, who are hitting Success Club, you're building your teams, and you're producing. And so I just think that, I just feel like that is more important than rank, for example. Sometimes people get so hung up in just diamond coach and yada, 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 but then they fall out of it right away. And this, I feel like, is so much more important to me, is being able, like seeing the coaches who are there, showing up every single day, clearly doing the vital behaviors, hitting Success Club, bringing on new active coaches. That shows that you're growing as coaches on the team. Like, that's how they measure growth and success in Beachbody. So you guys are the cream of the crop, and it's really great that we can have everybody together, because you can do so much more when you put your heads together, and you can accomplish and achieve so much more and get yourself so much further along than if you were just doing it alone. And so we're going to do this together as a team. We're going to set an awesome example for everybody else on the team, and hopefully bring some more people along with us so that we can take this thing to the top together. So we decided that this is kind of definitely going to be, these mastermind groups are going to be very engaging. So it's not going to be, you know, like me, Carrie, and Courtney just talking your ear off all night long and you guys just listening. It's going to be, it's going to be definitely you guys engaged and sharing best tips and practices, talking about our struggles and how we can overcome them together, things like that, so that we can all grow together as a team. So this week, to start off, I thought that it would be great if you guys could just first start off by just spending like 3 minutes just on a piece of paper, you know, just writing down what your October goals are, whatever they may be. And you guys might already have them written down, and that's great. But if not, just the rest of you, you just spend just 3 minutes, just jot them down, so you can have them out in front of you, so you can at least have some sense of direction for the start of this month. And like Carrie and Courtney, if you guys ever need to say anything, like just you know, jump in. This is all you girls too. All right. So I was also thinking too, just before we kind of dive into everything, I thought it would be awesome too if this mastermind group, if we could do like a personal development book together too, you know, that we kind of touch upon every week when we have these calls, just a little bit. So we'll be discussing too, a good book that we can incorporate that would really help us take this thing to the next level. So everybody has their goals down in front of them. And it's just important. I'm sure you guys already know this because you guys are the cream of the crop, like I said before. But at the beginning of every month, I always do jot down my goals and then just immediately start working towards them. And I don't do anything else at the beginning of the month except basically just the vital behaviors, because I want to make sure that I hit Success Club as soon as possible and then can move on to then helping my team hit Success Club and become Emerald or Rank Advance or whatever it is, or do anything else extra that I wanted to incorporate into the business. And so this month, we're not going to share all of our goals because we're going to get started and talk about inviting really quick. But for my goals this month, I set them really high because October, November, and December tend to be the slowest months of the year because there's different seasons in Beachbody. And I've just found from past experience that the higher I set my goals and the harder I work, the least it affects my business when the slow time hits. Do you know what I mean? So it doesn't affect me. I don't feel it as much as just someone who's, doing the bare minimum to get by. So for myself, I personally said that I wanted to bring on 8 active coaches this month. I'm going back to my old high Success Club numbers, which was Success Club 30, because that is my norm. And just remember, everybody's different here. Everybody has what their best is. So you just want to always make sure that you're picking goals that are your goals and don't feel like you have to match mine or anybody else's on the team. You always want to do what your best is. And I know me personally, the past 4 months, I have not been giving it my best with all the things that have been going on. So this month, doing that, and I want to help 3 coaches advance to Emerald. So to kickstart off this month, there's no better time, I feel like, to talk about just inviting. And so we're going to all talk about our tips that we have, what our best strategies are for inviting. So I don't know if Courtney or Carrie, one of you guys want to go first? Carrie, you want to go ahead and share?
Sure.
Yeah, that'd be awesome.
I will go first. So I'm not sure what you guys use to stay organized. I was a pen to paper, and I would go to a Google Excel spreadsheet, Google Sheet, whatever, for a while, and then I went back to paper. But I was really losing the connection, especially with my customers and my coaches. So I'd have people in my challenge groups, and I'd keep in touch with people who are my challengers, but I would lose track of everybody else. And I might be like the most recent ad for Teamsy. Does anybody use Teamsy? Raise your hand if you do. Yeah, I don't know if you really like it, Angela. It took at first, like the first week, I'm like, I don't know if I can do this. This might not be for me, but I've given it about 3 weeks. And it's when I've done the process correctly, I can whiz through my power hour pretty quickly and connect with a lot more people. Now, what I've been doing, let's see, I'm going to be able to just share my screen with you guys. Is that cool?
Sounds good.
Okay. Let's see. Here we go. So you guys see that okay?
Yep.
So I have just my Teamsy, my Google screen here. So what it shows me, and I can go back to my activity history for today. So don't look at that. It's a lot of successfuls I wanted it to be this month. But let's see. Let me find one of my invites in here. You have something to say, Courtney? Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Sorry. So this girl is a customer, and let me find my connection here. And it's cool because I'll show you guys in a second how it pops up, but I literally just copy and pasted this message. And I know that, I'm not usually a scripting person, but when it comes to connecting with customers that I've had and coaches that I haven't talked to in a while, just to get them into another challenge group, it's good to just copy and paste. Yep. So I did that, and I did that via email, but I'll show you guys. I'll go back to my dashboard here. And so here's my who's up next. So I already got through my follow-ups for today. I can pick people, and then I can select how frequently I want to follow up with them over here whenever I type in their message. So let's go back to prospects. These are people that I've ranked as far as who I think might become a coach or who would be like a good challenger. And then I have my customers that I uploaded from my online office and that I have to keep adding to. So anytime you get a customer, you got to keep adding to it. But initially you can upload your Facebook contacts and your coaches and your customers. And then I have my coaches here. So I actually went through all my coaches yesterday and just blasted an email to everybody about my challenge group. So that's done. And I did just go back and I texted a couple of my coaches I hadn't heard from in a while today. So I was able to document that. But anyway, I just really like how it has my customers and my coaches organized here so I can keep in touch with people who are starting to fall off track. Questions? I can't see the chat, but any questions about Teamsy that you guys want to see? Anything? If you've heard about it and aren't sure.
I remember hearing about it before. I think Kristen maybe started out using it. I think that was actually the first time I heard about it. But I just wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like I write everything down on notebooks as a total cluster. This looks so organized and so awesome, much easier.
They need a mission. Yeah, as Kristen, are you typing something? You can unmute yourself.
Yeah, you can go ahead and unmute yourself.
Let's see.
Okay, there I go. Hi guys.
Hi.
So I used it for about 3 months and I really loved it. And then I think it maybe helped me get organized in my brain of how to do things. And then I switched to a notebook and then I switched to a system that actually Jen Schultz shared. And ever since then, I absolutely love it. And it's free and it's a notebook. But I loved Teamsy too. So I think it's just whatever for you and makes you feel like you can focus your focus the best, you know?
Yeah.
Cool. So Jen, you got to share your system too.
Yeah, you're gonna have to share your system.
This is like, this costs money a month. So
I remember looking at Jen's system though, and I was like, whatever. Yeah, no, I can't. But then I tried it. I'm like, oh, that's right. So.
That's awesome. Yeah, it really is just, there's really no right or wrong way. It's just whatever helps you be the most efficient and organized, you know? Thanks, Carrie. That was awesome.
Yeah, let me think if there's anything else I wanted to share with you guys. No. But I have a couple groups we talked to Kathy on the phone about running the info group for Core de Force.
Yeah.
And I think that might even help lock in Success Club points for the end of the month since they're releasing the challenge pack on the 31st.
Definitely.
And getting ready to go to Super Saturday or Super Friday. I'm driving about 2 hours scope to Orlando to go to Super Friday, but Joel and Jericho will be there.
That's awesome. I'm so jealous.
Anyway, okay, that's enough of me.
That's awesome. And I feel like too, just since she's talking about, you know, like keeping track of everybody and organizing and everything too, just it's so important. Like these next few months really are the most important months to spend like extra time building relationships with people. So I know like for myself, I'll go back to like every person that I ever invited from last month and like the month before, and I'll even go further back and I'll just start talking to them and I'll start conversations with them, not even Beachbody related at all, just something about some way that I can connect with them, because most of these people I've already been talking to anyways, but I'll just restart that conversation about something else again to kind of get the conversation going, because you will get a lot of no's during these next couple months. You'll get more no's now than any other time in the business. But the truth is that if you build enough relationships and if you stay consistent with those invites, then come January, they're going to all come back to you and they're going to all want to go to you and trust you. So you will still get yeses. Hitting Success Club it's a non-negotiable, it's a priority, it's going to happen anyways, but you will still, like I said, get a lot more no's. Yeah, so Courtney, did you want to share something about inviting? Tips or anything that you have?
Yes. So I always like struggle with inviting and like go back and forth and like refine what I'm doing. I was doing paper and a notebook until like a couple days ago, and it's gotten like so overwhelming because I've like upped my invites so much. Like I was trying to do like 15 a day and like forming with like 10 people. And then I was spending so much time going back through my messenger feed, trying to like really see what these, like where the conversations were at. Like it's getting to be too much. So I'm trying to figure out a new system. That Teamsy looks awesome. I'm trying to do Asana. Have you guys heard of that?
No.
It's like similar, but free. Raina Odell uses it. A bunch of the coaches use it. Janelle Summers. Like, so I watched some YouTubes on setting it up, but you have to set it up like manually. Like I have to put in every single person. And
Yeah.
so it's taking forever. So I don't know. I'm trying that out now, but I can like set alerts for when I need to follow up with people or tag them, like tag free groups, tag what program they're interested in, all that. And then I could sort, by that. So we'll see. But as far as inviting, I'm trying to keep it like wicked simple. Like I'm forming with people, like I mentioned in that video, like right when we connect as friends. We'll go back and forth a couple times. If they start liking my stuff, especially fitness posts, I'll reach out even if we haven't really formed, like with a really casual kind of invite. Just really simple, like, hey, I'm starting a fitness challenge in a couple weeks. Are you, would you be interested in hearing any more about it? And like, that's it.
Mm-hmm.
And then letting them come back and really asking questions. And so trying to go back and forth like 5 or 6 times before, anything really even happens. So it's taking a little longer, but I think it's like, as far as forming relationships and stuff, it's probably like a good thing.
Yeah, that's great.
But then I struggle a bit with like closing, because it's like we chat and we chat and we chat and we chat, and then nothing happens. So that's like my struggle a little bit, but
like what, when you have to say the price or whatnot?
kind of, yeah. And then they'll like disappear or, or like, yeah, like kind of like the couple sentences where it's like they seem interested, but they're not like saying, yeah, let's sign me up. So it's kind of like trying to figure out like kind of how to get them to that place. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like you're waiting for them almost to come out and say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. You just got to come out and just be like, so let's get you started. You want me to send you the link? And they'll be like, yeah, send me the link.
I hope so.
Well, not everybody, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Those are good tips.
Yeah.
So look at that. Asana. How do you say it again? Asana?
Asana, ASANA.
Okay.
So I feel like it'll be a great thing. If I wish I could import all my people. You probably can, and I probably haven't figured out how to do that, but like putting them in one by one and then is wicked time consuming. So I might look into Teamsy. I don't know, Carrie, how much is that a month?
It's the first month is free. So, and then I think somebody told me it was 30 after, but I don't know if I had, I didn't type this and I was going to, but a lot of the top coaches recommend investing 10% back into your business, whether it's through incentives or just like giving back, but also maybe on building systems and just to keep you more efficient, because time is money, right? So if you're getting, like, I sat down in the past like few nights that I've kept my power hour late, I've been doing overnight postpartum jobs. And so I like put the baby to sleep and the little rock and play next to me, and my computer on my lap, and I go through, and my brain is so tired, but it gives me the people to talk to. And I don't have to think about who I'm going to talk to or go back in previous posts. So I don't have to make any lists anymore, which is cool, because I would make a list like the night before, and then I'm like, I got to talk to this person, but it like sets up the list for you based on how you rank people. And you can import everything, which is cool.
That's the only thing I'm not liking, is that I can't import. And like, I mean, I'm talking to so many people. It's like putting them in one by one and then putting in notes on, where we're at. I wish I could hire one of my kids to do it.
I know.
So we'll see. I don't know. I'm trying it out.
I know. I need to get more organized with that. I still just use the, hey, Jane. I pretty much still use my old school notebook. I don't know. I think it's a teacher in me, whatever. I have everything like highlighted, and it's kind of unorganized, but I like working off of that because I like.
But it makes sense to you.
Yeah, it does make sense. It's a total disaster. If somebody else looked at it, they'd be like, I don't know how you do this. This is out of control. But I do that, and I have been I'm really up in my my invites. I'm doing like 25 a day now. That's my goal every single day throughout this month. It's 25 invites, and I spend a lot of time really just working off of my new accepted friends. And anytime that I make, I have, how many friends on Facebook now? I have like just under 3,000. So that's the other thing too, now that she mentioned that, I will too this time, like I really will, like I'll be adding a lot more friends every day, because the more eyes you can have on you, the better. So I'll probably, instead of just adding like 3 to 5 a day, like what I would typically do, I'll probably do like 10 a day, you know, because they don't all accept your friend request anyways. And then some people will friend you and they'll be like, I don't want to deal with this, and they'll unfriend you. So I'm upping that. And I'm just basically upping all the numbers. So 25 invites a day. And I pretty much will just work off of all of my new accepted friends, and I'll just work with them. And I don't spend too much time like going back and forth. And the invite that I'll send is pretty basic, just like what Courtney said. Hers is like, I'll just come right out and just ask them like, hey, I'm not sure if you're interested at all, but my team is kicking off a 21-day support and accountability group next week. It's what got me to lose 35 pounds. Are you interested in hearing more about it? So I kind of just say that. And a lot of people do respond to it. And even if they don't, I'll just keep the conversations going and really bulk up like the amount of people that I build relationships with over the next month and into November and December. And then the other thing too that I do is whenever I have like any kind of post, and you guys probably already do this, but I was forgetting about this for so long in my business, but whenever I would make a post about like a challenge group or something about the business, I just never paid attention for the longest time to the people who liked it. Like I just never did. I just overlooked it. I was just so wrapped up and busy and inviting every single night that I never went back to my post. So obviously now for the past few months, well, longer than that, like probably 6 months, I've been going back and I'll work off of that. So I'll constantly go back to like my challenge group invites that I do, or like anything about coaching, and I'll check and see who liked it. And if I see someone, that's how I got like the last 2 people signed up actually at the end of last month, the last day of the month. I noticed that 2 new random people liked my post on Facebook and the same thing on Instagram. And I just sent them a message say like, hey, thanks so much for showing my support, some love. It really means so much to me. Were you looking for more information to possibly be a part of my next support group that's starting in a week? I still have a spot left. And that's how I was able to get them. So I'll message every person who liked that post. And you really do get some people out of that. So I'll do that for both Instagram and Facebook. And a lot of follow-ups. Like I'll just go months back. Because a lot of times you will get the people signed up who you originally invited like 4 months ago who just ignored you, and now all of a sudden like the time is right for them. But we are going to be doing as a team, we're going to be doing a Go for No challenge too this month. And I'm going to be giving out 5 different prizes. So this will be something, because I want everybody to see that it's okay to get no's, that it's normal, that it's part of the business, right? That it's just, it comes with the territory. You're going to get no's. So I don't want people to be discouraged with no's, because it just means that there's a yes right around the corner, and it's so common and normal to get no's. So what we're going to be doing is, as a team, we're going to do, whoever gets, is going to be a document, like a spreadsheet that we create, and everyone's going to participate in it, in the whole entire team. And whoever gets the most no's at the end of every week is going to get a prize. And then at the end of the entire month, whoever has the most no's altogether is going to get like the big, huge like prize. And I'm going to do like something really awesome. And so obviously like the people who get the most no's, they're probably going to be the people that end up signing up the most people, right? So I feel like this will be good because it'll get people out there, like inviting. They'll see that we're doing it with them. Like your team will see that like you're in the trenches with your coaches, doing it with them, alongside of them, getting no's just like them. It's part of the process. And I feel like it'll help them like get over the hump. So that's something else we're going to do too, to help with the inviting process. So how do I start a follow-up conversation typically? Was that to me? How do I start? Okay. So after I'll do like my first invite to people about being part of the challenge group, I'll usually follow up like 24 hours later, and I'll just say something really simple like, hey, I'm sure you're super busy. Just wanted to make sure you got my message. My group's going to be kicking off in a week, and I've been reserving this last spot for you. Can you just let me know either way if you would like it, or if I should offer it up to somebody else? So I kind of tell them that I'm holding the spot for them and see what they say. And then a lot of times they will get back to me with that because I tell them, like, I'm holding a spot. Can you just let me know either way, blah, blah, blah. And then what I'll do is I'll follow up one more time. I'll follow up 24 hours later after that. And I will just say, like, hey, totally not trying to be a pest. You know, it's just, I'm just putting together my group, and the deadline was today, and I didn't want you to miss out in case you're interested. If you have any questions about anything and you think that this is something you might want to do, let me know by the end of if not, I run them every month, and I'd be happy to reach back out to you again next month. So I will say something like that. So that way I'm asking them a question, and I'm also telling them that, you know, it's the deadline is today. Because if you give that sense of urgency, people are much more likely to get back to you versus just, excuse me, versus just, hey, let me know if you want to do it, you know? And that's what I do. And then what happens after that is I will leave it alone. That's the process. It's like the invite, I'll do follow-up 24 hours later, another follow-up 24 hours later after that. So I've sent them now 3 messages. And then come towards like the last week of the month, I'll go back to all those people and I'll just say, like, hey, you know, maybe this month wasn't the right time for you. I totally get it. It has to be when you're ready. Would it be all right if I reach out to you next month when our team kicks off our next support and accountability group? And I'll say that. And then in the meantime too, like after I do those 4 messages, I will make an effort to, like, I'll have all their names written down in my notebook and I'll make an effort to go to their walls, and I'm like liking their pictures and I'm commenting on their things. And if I see something that I really like, I'll shoot them a message like, hey, like, super cute picture of you guys apple picking over the weekend. Where'd you guys go? We almost couldn't go because irrigation wasn't working at the place where we live, but we were able to find one. They were like, no apples left, but we did it. Just to kind of have like a, you know, conversation to kind of build that relationship back and forth and get them at least talking to me. A lot of times if you can just get them talking to you about something else, it's kind of easy to, you know, end up asking them about health and fitness. It kind of just comes into the conversation. So that's usually my process. So I don't know if anybody else wants to share what's been working for them in terms of inviting. Obviously, you guys are all doing the right things because you all hit Success Club. So that means that you're consistent with it and you're doing the vital behaviors, which is awesome. So does anybody have anything that they want to share about inviting or anything that you want to share? What about Jen, that method that you used to, is she on still? Oh, she is. Do you want to share what you used to organize your whole business that Kristen was talking about?
Sure.
Cool.
It's dark and I'm driving, but I'm pulling over, so I'm not gonna crash because I have to pick up Jaylee from dance. So just give me like 30 seconds.
Oh my gosh, yes, no problem.
Okay. So I'm pulled over, so I'm safe now, but it's dark. So so I'll take a screenshot after we get off the call and I'll share it with you. But all it is a planner. And I have like the dates there and I just draw like lines in it. And so I have columns that say attract, connect, invite, and follow up. And then like my attract is like my posts. So like I'll plan out my posts on like my social media. And then my connect is like the forming. And then my invite, obviously my invites, and then the follow-ups. And then I just write those in there. And I write down who I did all of those things with. And then the cool part is like a lot of times when people are like, oh, I can't right now, check in with me in like, you know, next month, then I'll just flip ahead to next month and I'll just plug them right in. So then I know like, oh, I was supposed to follow up with them at the end of the month. Well, they're already on that date to follow up. Cause again, I used Teamsy too and I loved it, but I wasn't using it as efficiently as I should have. So to spend the money and I found myself, obviously I'm driving around with my kids all the flipping time. So paper pencil just works for me because I can throw that in my bag and I like always have it with me. So if I'm on the go, but I'll take a screenshot of it. There's nothing fancy about it. It's really super simple. And then I have just a small notebook paper that I like plug in all my challengers and I use tabs too. So like we have like a Fit for Fall group and I have all those challengers there. And then we have a clean eating group that we're running right now. So I put all those challenges in there. So then I can always go back to that But I'll take a screenshot of it once we're done with this and show you guys. Super, super simple, and it's not rocket science. But that seems to work. I've tried 1,000 ways. So I think you just have to find what works best for you.
Yeah, that's awesome. Thank you. I think I've seen something like that before. That's great. Thank you for sharing.
You're welcome.
Yes. So does anybody have anything that they want to touch on about inviting at all? Anything that they want to share? Any questions that you have about it? Anything on your mind about inviting? Nope. All right. So why don't we just spend like 5 more minutes before we end the call, and just talk about any kind of struggles that you guys are having right now, currently. We want to make sure that we address them and we work together to overcome them, especially since it's the beginning of the month. So we kind of want to get anything that we're struggling with out of the way now, so that way we can move forward and have a successful month, and then also help our coaches have a successful month too. So that's also a good thing too to keep in the back of your mind. The sooner that you help your 3 to 5 people and hit Success Club, the sooner you can start putting not all, but more of your energy into your team and helping them. So does anybody have anything that they've been struggling with? And just don't be bashful. This is a non-judgmental zone here. We're all here to help. And if you're struggling, there's probably somebody else on this call that's struggling as well. So anybody? We're all good? Well, good. Kristen.
I really struggled with Success Club last year, but recruiting. And I even did a team call on this tonight, but I think I could say 2 things: leading and recruiting. I just feel like I'm kind of at a plateau. Like I push forward. I don't know if I should be inviting differently to the coaching opportunity. I do it a lot more than I used to. So I don't know. Does anybody have like a really great invite for the coaching app, or?
I don't have an invite, but Gosh, I'm tired. I've been trying to just focus on my challengers and trying to get them into being interested in coaching, rather than taking people off the bat, like sign up to be a coach and be a challenger at the same time, like having the customer experience. So taking the pressure off of signing people up as active coaches right away. Like I know there's the perks. So if they're consistent with their fitness already and they really want to help people, but to me, I haven't had great success talking to people about like, get your Shakeology paid for right away, the first month, like I haven't had that much success, and I've stressed a couple people out because of doing that, so that they've kind of been turned off a little bit by wanting to become coaches right off the bat because they're stressed about getting enough people and time and everything. So I don't know, going after your customers and challengers first before really just pushing the business opportunity to people who have no idea what Beachbody's about.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's kind of what I'm going after now.
Thank you.
A lot of times what I do too, I mean, everybody does what works for them, but I've just found that I've had a lot of success with this is when I put everybody in as a discount coach. That's just what I do. But because I just want, I have like 5 business centers that I'm running. So I really want them, I want to have like buffer and stuff. So that way if someone quits and all that, there'll be somebody there. Plus I just do it because they get the discount, and you guys know the whole scoop about that. But what I've been doing is when I sign someone up, like for a challenge group, they want to be in as a challenge group, I do always give them like the option of, do they want to go in as a coach to save the money, or do you want to go in as a customer? So I do let them know, and they always choose that they want to go in as a coach. So I'm not like pulling a quick one on anybody. I mean, I'm helping people out, and they're saving money. So once they sign up, what I do is as I'm getting ready to send them over, like their welcome to Beachbody email with like the recipes and my website and all that, I'll just ask them like, hey, do you think that you'd ever want to become a coach and do what I do, and either try to get the cost of your product covered or earn a little bit of extra income on the side? Does that seem like something that you'd want to do? And most people have told me yes. That's how I got the girl that I just introduced into the team page yesterday. So I'll do that. And then in terms of like leading the team, because I definitely do have been through that too, Kristen, where you just feel like you've hit like the plateau. Like, is anybody coming with me. What the heck is going on? Really, the only thing that you can do is keep doing personal development and keep leading by example no matter what. So no matter what you're going to do, you're going to hit Success Club, and your coaches are going to see you doing that. Like no matter what, you're going to be recruiting new active coaches every single month, even if it's only 2. That at least your coaches are going to be, they're going to see your name on the leaderboards for hitting Success Club. They're going to see you bringing in active coaches onto the team, and they're going to see you posting about it too. So the best thing that you can do, honestly, is to just keep leading by example. And the coaches who want to come with you are going to see that, and they're going to say, wait a minute, so she's having success, and I want my name on the board, so I need to do what she's doing. And even if it's just a couple people that come along with you, then you end up with a couple people, and then you just get new along the way. The other way too is just by sharing a lot about coaching on your wall every day. And I haven't been that consistent with this, guys. I'm not going to lie, over the past month, because I just have let excuses get in my way just with everything. But the best thing to do is to share about coaching at least once a day, some kind of post about coaching, some kind of an objection that you've gotten, that you share it so it addresses it, so that other people, when they're watching you, it answers them. That really, I'm telling you, like my business blew up when I listened to that call by Bonnie Engel. If you haven't listened to it yet, I forget the name of it. It was something about recruiting or overcoming objections. I don't know. But it was the best information I've ever heard since becoming a coach. And it was, yes, recruiting. And it was awesome because it made such a difference. And what she basically said, if you didn't hear this call yet, or if you haven't heard me talk about it yet, was that kind of make your wall almost like a coaching sneak peek, where you're touching on all the different reasons of why you love coaching. So this is where like keeping a list of all these different things on the side is so important. Like keeping a list of why you became a coach, a list of what you love about coaching, right? Why you do it, different objections that you had when you first heard about coaching. Like, why didn't you join right away? You know, why did you sit back and watch for however knows how many months or years? Different objections, another list of different objections that you're getting from people. And then you have all these different lists, and just basically pick one of those things every single day and talk about it on your wall so people can see. Basically, you want to portray to people how much fun coaching is. Because above anything else, people want to be a part of something that's fun and exciting, because most people's jobs are not fun and exciting. But if we are showing them that it's fun and exciting and that it's doable, that you're a full-time working mom, okay, with 3 or 4 kids at home and yada, 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 but you're building a successful business, then people can start to see themselves doing it as well. So by sharing every single day about it, every single day. I was doing it every single day, and I was getting a couple people every week who wanted to sign up to become active coaches, because they're all watching you. And they're reading every single post you make. And when you make the post, not everybody sees them anyways. But every single day, one post, something about coaching, whether a trip that you went on, a reward that you got for free in the mail, a challenger who's lost weight, a coach on your team who's had success, you know, a story about where you were when you first started coaching. You just want to be relatable and be real and be honest, because people are reading like every single post that you make, even if you're not getting a lot of likes. And those posts that you make about coaching, guys, are going to be the ones that you're going to get the least amount of likes and traction on. They just are. It still happens to me too, and it still happens to any other coach who's been in the business for a while. It's just they just don't get a lot of traction. But it's basically just trying to portray to people how fun it is and how doable this business is for anybody. And that anybody can fit it into their schedule, and it can be whatever they want it to be. So when I started doing that, and I was doing that every single day, the team like blew up. It was crazy. So I would start definitely doing that. And even if you need to plan it out, like even if you like the night before, you'll be like look at your list. Like, you know, like in my notebook, I have all those different things, like why I hesitated to become a coach. Like I didn't become a coach right away because my husband was skeptical. I was skeptical. I was 35 pounds overweight. I was exhausted and sleep deprived because I had a newborn at home and a toddler, and I didn't think I had time. So those are like 5 different posts right there that I could make about why I didn't become a coach and how I overcame it. So you incorporate all that. And if you can do that consistently, like you're not going to pick up like 10 coaches in like 1 week, but if you do that consistently over time, you get people. It took me probably a good solid month of me incorporating that every single day before people started to actually just come to me. So I would highly recommend doing that. And then the other way too is just by taking advantage of your coach sneak peeks or blitzes that you run. The more people that you can plug in, the better. And that's really the key to it. I mean, I will message the same exact script. It'll just be copy and paste to whoever I think would make a good fit on the team. And I'll just be like, hey, listen, I'm super excited because on whatever Sunday night, my team's running a free 1-hour coaching blitz, and I think that you would love it. Do you want to just be a fly on the wall and check it out and see if coaching might be something that you'd be interested in the future? No strings attached. You don't have to do anything. Just sit back and learn about it, but it's so much fun. And a lot of people are like, yeah, add me. So the more people that you can add to those, the better. Obviously, if you, like, I try to add, like when I was building the team up at the beginning and everything, I was adding like 30 people to each one, like 30 yeses from people to go to the group. So it's really all of that. And then just with leading the team and stuff like that, because I've kind of been through it all, I feel like, since it's been over 2 years, is just the best advice that I can give you is to never get angry with anybody on your team. Never get angry or like resentful or take it personally if people aren't having success on your team. And you just can't push them along. I found that like when I went through a period where I was like trying so hard to get people to have success, like way too hard, like you got to be an entrepreneur in this business, right? I just felt like I was going through a period where I literally was like pushing people along so far. It was like me up a hill with like I don't even know, 50 people, and I'm trying to push them up. And that just slows you down, and it just doesn't work. You have to just keep leading the way. You just have to keep leading by example. We have everything for somebody to come on and have success with, and letting them know that you're there for them. But at the end of the day, I mean, you can't be the one there making sure that they're doing the vital behaviors and inviting every single day. And you know who's doing the vital behaviors when you look at your team, because if they're hitting Success Club every month, then they're doing the vital behaviors consistently every day. No question. But you can't force it. And the last thing that you want to do is slow your momentum down. Like you can't afford, and I'm speaking to everybody, like we can't afford to be slowed down. It's kind of like this train has left the station and you either hop on and come with me, or you're going to be on the sidelines because you can't stop, you know what I mean, and try to push everybody along. It just doesn't work like that. And like I said, you're going to be a self-starter and really understand that you're an entrepreneur. So in the end, you might not have that many coaches come along with you, and that's okay. It'll weed out the ones that were going to end up falling off anyways, and you'll be left with the strongest rock stars who are going to go all the way with you to the top. All the way, baby. You guys, all the way.
Kathy, I got to be all the way if you're going to be moving here.
Oh, there's no freaking back now.
no quitting now.
Yeah, you know anyways over time the people who aren't going anywhere. You know what I mean? Like you see like Courtney and Carrie here, and they're my two personally, and Kim Fortner too, basically is like mine. But I mean, consistent Success Club All-Stars. I mean, like, you know the ones who are going all the way with you. So you'll find them along the way, guys. You will. But we're going to do it together. So let's see here. I'm reading the chat.
I wanted to add something in. So,
yes, add something in.
Kristen made a good point about team call topics. I was getting really frustrated and resentful over people not showing up for my team calls. Like, I would do, and I would like go live on my team page, like, what's wrong with you? No, I didn't say that. I want to. That would be like, I'm spending my time putting this together for you guys, and you're not showing up. So I decided to take the pressure off because I think the Forever Strong calls are great too. And I do have a lot of people that have evening commitments. So I was back and forth between daytime calls or just getting on Forever Strong calls. So I'm trying to do every other week and doing a blitz the opposite weeks. So that way they can be engaged in the blitz as well. And if any of their people that they invite are in there. Now, last month I did a kickoff to coaching group and with my local success partner who's not in our team. And it was like a bomb. Nobody was like really engaging. I think people were reading it, but it was really frustrating. So I'm just kind of stepping back from doing all the work for them and hoping that they'll step in. So Kim, if you watch this, who's my coach, who's in the Mastermind group, sorry. Actually, no, he was engaging, but anyway. Love you.
And I wanted to say too, one more thing too, Kristen, and just everybody. Just spend like all your extra time with the ones who are showing up and like actually putting in the effort. That's really like the best advice. And that's why I thought that this mastermind group is going to be so awesome for all of us, because you guys are the ones showing up, putting in the work, producing and like doing awesome things and like building teams. So the same thing with like your coaches on your team. Even if you only have one coach, oh well, help that one coach become like a rock star. And then that coach could find like the next top 10 coach on the team. Like, you never know, you know what I mean? It doesn't have to be like your exact coach that's this like out of control, rock star. It could be anybody. So that's my best advice, is to match, and we've heard this before, but match your coach's efforts. And a lot of times, like I said, like, it really does all boil down to Success Club. If your coaches are hitting Success Club, they're doing the basics. Like, they're doing the basics. They're showing up. They're doing the vital behaviors, and you know that because they're hitting Success Club. And so you focus on those people so that way you can help grow them even more. All right, let me see down here. Do you consider an invite to a challenge group on your personal page a post about coaching? No. So the challenge group stuff, like about like health and fitness, I don't include that as like my coaching. I'm talking about like specific posts about people who are looking to straight up come into this for the business opportunity. Like, they want to change in their life. They want to be a part of something that's really rewarding and fun. And they obviously all come in, and most of them, pretty much all of them, do want to become healthier. But what's appealing to them is like the trips. Like, for example, I had somebody else, she messaged me the other day and she said, hey, I don't want you to think that I'm ignoring you. It's just I'm going through a really rough patch right now, but I wanted to let you know that I really do want to become an active coach on your team, because I really love how if you work hard enough, Beachbody will send you on all these trips, and I see you going on all these trips, and I really want to be able to go on vacations and trips like that. So she hasn't signed up yet, but she's sitting there watching. She's seeing that's one of the perks, to running this business, is being able to go away on these different trips. So yeah, I only will talk about like the challenge group stuff is like, I don't include that. Team call topics. So yeah, for the team call topics too, for me, hold on. How do you decide your team call topics when everyone is all over the place as far as where they are in their business? It's so funny, Kristen. A lot of times, I'm not kidding, like I'll go to top coaches' YouTube pages, and I will look at like their different call topics. So I'll go to like Lindsay Matway's, or I'll go to Scotty Hobbs, or I'll go to Melanie Mitchell. Like, I mean, that's the direction that I want this team to go. I want our team to be like that, So I'll get a lot of good team call topics from there, but I do try to pick something that the team like needs. And not everybody's going to be at the same spot, So they're going to learn quick, and they're going to hop on board either way. I stopped doing weekly. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, exactly, Angela. You might see me do like a challenge group invite, and then later on at the night, I'll talk about, I try to make most of my like coaching opportunity posts, like things about coaching at night once the kids are in bed, because that's when I know all like the moms are usually online. So that's when I try to do mine. That's when I get the most traction, is between like 8 o'clock and 9 o'clock at night. So yeah, you might see me do like a challenge group invite with like a before and after picture during that day. And then at night, I'll talk about how like something that happened like with the team or something that I love about it. I won't be like, you should become a coach, because I'll just kind of tell a story about it. And I'll pay attention to who likes it. No, this is good, Kristen. If no one was asking questions, I'd be like, what is going on? Just Courtney, do you have anything you want to add to any of this?
I don't think so. I'm kind of doing the same thing coach-wise. Like, I try and run a blitz like once a month. And yeah, just posting as much as I can think of stuff, coaching on my page. And I do the same thing at night. I always do my coaching posts at night.
Yep.
Yeah, my last newest coach was actually a lead. But
Awesome.
all the other ones, I have one, she is a challenger, and everyone else that's kind of like in my pipeline coming up that I think is going to be started coaching, they're all challengers. So I agree with Carrie on that. Like, I really think that keeping an eye and kind of like helping them coach without even being coaches within your challenge groups is really helpful. Like encouraging them. Like, I had someone like the other night message me about like, oh, I think this would be a really great post for the group. And I was like, post it. You post it, like you go do it. And she's like, oh, I didn't want to step on any toes. But it's like stuff like that, trying to foster people within your challenge groups, I think is really helpful.
Yeah, that's true. You do get some of your greatest coaches right from the challenge groups. And sometimes too, what I'll do is when I see somebody has just started out and, maybe it's like they're 2 weeks in, when I'm touching base with them and I'll ask them, I'll just come out and I'll say to them, hey, how are you liking everything? Like, did you find a recipe that you love? What's the recipe? We'll just kind of talk back and forth about that. And I'll say, like, hey, has anybody asked you yet about what you've been doing? And so many people are like, oh my God, yeah, I've actually had 3 people at work ask me what this shake is. And they're asking me about these containers that they see me at work. And I'm like, oh my gosh, well, if they're interested in doing it, definitely let them know they can be a part of our next group, and tell them that you can be their coach and I can help you get them signed up. So that way you can earn some commission and your product could be free. So I'll do that too with a lot of people when I check in with them. That's another good thing to do. All right. Well, I didn't want to keep you guys. I really wanted the calls to be like a half an hour. But it was the first call, so I went a little bit over. No big deal. But I wanted to see just a little bit of an accountability, like check in here really quickly. If everyone can just type in the chat what your goal is by the time we have our next. Well, first I want to hear how many invites, like what your plan of action is going to be. How many invites are you going to commit to doing? So don't do some crazy, ridiculous number if you know you're just not going to do it. Pick something that like you can do, that you'll be able to do and stick with. So I want to know how many invites you're going to do every day from now, like every day until we have our next call. How many people you want to have signed up by then. And now I totally just blanked out about what the third thing was. Oh, and if you want me to like check in like really quick and do like an accountability kind of like check in, like, hey, like, kind of hold you accountable. So just those 3 things. How many invites you're going to do, you're going to commit to doing. Everyone's going to be different. There's no right or wrong answer. It really is what you can do. So don't say 50 if you know you're not going to do 50. If you can commit to 5 or 10, then then do that. So how many invites, how many people you want to have signed up, like, so how many Success Club points do you want to have by the time we talk next Monday? And if you want me to quickly check in during the week to hold you accountable to this goal that you have. And I'm going to write them all down on this piece of paper. So my goal is I want to do 25 invites every single day. And I want to be at Success Club 6 by the next time we have our call. And if somebody wants to check in on me and hold me accountable during the week, so I don't let my excuses get in the way with all this moving going on. But I'm writing everything down here. So just give me a second because I'm holding you to it. And you can even share this stuff with your team. You know, like when we get off the call, you can share with your team, oh, we just got off our first mastermind group. You know, here's my plan of action. You know, why don't you share what yours is going to be, like the same kind of thing. So that way we can kind of get them going in the right direction here.
So what do you guys think about this too? Because we have the group within Facebook. If we're doing our power hours or chugging along during the week or whatever and struggling with something, rather than putting it in the regular team page, because it can kind of get lost.
Yeah.
Kathy, do you think like we could just post in real quick, like, hey, I got this response from someone, like, what would you guys do? Or something like that. I was thinking that might be helpful for us.
Yeah, do that.
It's more concentrated, you know.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Definitely. Like, I think that would be a really good idea. Just like to share it in that mastermind group, you know, and you can even tag, like if you need to tag somebody, because I know there's a lot of groups, but I feel like kind of like this mastermind group is almost going to end up being like the leader group. In my mind, this is how I see this going. Like these are the, like whoever's in this group, like these are the cream of the crop. These are the rising stars. These are the ones producing. So I think definitely going into that mastermind group and sharing like your struggle or something that worked really well for you, or maybe you had like a light bulb moment, and then whatever you think would help your team, then take it back to your team. You know what I mean? Like go to your team page and say, hey, like I just learned this and I think it will help you, blah, blah, blah. I think that would be really good. Because it is true, we have like a lot of brand new coaches like on the team and stuff, so sometimes it can get really overwhelming. I'm writing down the rest of the stuff. Sorry, guys. This is getting real. All right. This is good. Okay, almost done. Okay. So I got everybody. So this will be good, guys. And it'll be great too because we're the leaders of all of our own teams. And so our teams will see us all doing this. And the ones who are going to follow are going to follow. And like I said, the sooner that we can kind of get the momentum going, then the sooner we can focus and help the coaches on our teams. So that's key, is having the coaches have success. All right, any other last minute things before I let you guys go? Nope. All right, well, it was so good seeing you guys, and I'm excited for this group, and we have some really exciting things planned over the next few weeks that we do this. So I will see you next time on Monday night at 8:30. All right, bye guys.